Hi, this is Dr. Todd Kays, mental coach, coming to you from my office in the golf room. Today, I want to talk about ways that we can use our minds to improve our putting. So many times I get golfers who think way too much over putting. They come in and they tell me, I can't putt, I get so nervous over the 3-footers, I should be able to make the shortest putts. Why am I so tight over 6-footers? And sometimes they come in and they have unrealistic expectations about their putting. Like when they find out that 6 to 10 footers and what the PGA stats are, and they think they should be above those PGA stats. So sometimes it's simply a matter of educating golfers, junior golfers, all the way to just people who enjoy the game about what the actual reality is. But one of the things I try to do is, again, when I'm teaching golfers, I want no or minimal conscious thought. Now, that's easier said than done. So one of the things we need to do is we have to practice minimal conscious thought. Just like you would be practicing your wedges in distance control, for example. You wouldn't just show up the day before a tournament and say, after a month, and say, oh, I should probably pull out my wedges and do distance control because I got a tournament tomorrow. In the same way, in terms of practicing minimal consciousness or, lessening the thoughts that go in your mind, you've got to practice that. And I'm going to specifically talk about it when it comes to putting right now. So here are 3 drills that you can do that are so helpful, but you need to do them. So many times I just had a couple college golfers come in today and they were struggling with their putting, thinking too much over the putter, standing way too long over the putter, not being an athlete over the putter, grip too tight over the putter, all kinds of different things. And I asked them, these 3 different exercises that I've given you before, how often are you practicing them? And they both looked at me with blank stares and say, oh, I forgot. Well, that's why they've kind of gotten into this path, or this kind of path of the last few tournaments they've played where they have minimal confidence in their putting. They're blaming a lot on their putting. They can't get out of their head and they're overthinking their putting when it's something that's been in their DNA. They are playing at a very high level and putting is in their DNA. I could have a 5-year-old come in, and if they've seen golf once, they would know what to do with a putter. And so they've got doubts, and anytime they have those doubts and that overthinking and wondering what's going to happen and worried about the making the putt, that's all going to create tension, increased heart rate, shallow breathing, which is going to make the putting stroke a lot more difficult. So let's get back to the 3 things. One of the first practices that I want you to begin doing is before you practice and after you practice putting, toss balls at the holes. When you toss balls at the holes, it gets you into an athletic mode. You don't worry, you just see and you react, much like a basketball player would get the ball and shoot. And so, but you've got to practice that. If you don't practice it, you're going to increase the chances that you're in your head when you're putting. So it's simple as that. Take 10, 15 balls, toss them at different lengths, just toss the ball at the hole. It doesn't matter if it goes in, great if it goes in, but it's more about you seeing and reacting to the target. The second thing that you can do is what I call ready putting. And that's kind of like when you're out on the course and you have a 2-footer and you just tap it in, or some of the people with you, if you're just kind of playing in a game, a friendly game, and they say, oh, that's good, you just tap it in. How many times do you make those? A lot. And so what I call ready putting is when you do that. Now it might be from 6 feet, 8 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet, 20 feet, 3 feet. It doesn't matter. But the fact of what you're going to do is you're going to go up, not even line the putt up, stand behind it, and just ready, go. Again, that's to get you to see the target, make the stroke that you're capable of making. Okay? And finally, the one thing that you can do is putt with your eyes closed. This gets you inside your body. And that's what I'm, again, trying to get when I'm working with golfers, neck down. I want you to play in your body, not in your mind, okay? And so when you close your eyes, line up the putter, but then just putt. And what happens is you find yourself getting out of your head, and you just start feeling the stroke in your body. I have had so many golfers who I've put 6-footers in from, 3-footers, 8-footers, 10 in a row. One person made 15 in a row from varying lengths of 15 feet to 3 feet, 15 in a row, blind with his eyes closed. Because he had a very smooth stroke, because he wasn't thinking about outcome. When you want to get to become your best putter, these are 3 things you need to be doing. Pick one of the 3, but every single time you're practicing. Don't do it every now and then. That's like hitting your driver every now and then. That's how good you're going to be. So these are 3 very doable techniques that you can do every single time you go out and practice. And again, it has a process focus. Now this is a lot I'm going to be talking about in some future videos, is the process versus the outcome. So many times when we're 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet, we feel like we should make it. We're focused on the outcome instead of the process of, my grip pressure should be at a 3, I just see my line and I go. Or I create the feeling inside myself, I close my eyes right before I pull it back, open my eyes and go. There's lots of different things, but that's the process that we want to master. That's the process that we want to get better. It's not the outcome. A lot of times we look at making or missing the putt. Well, that creates stress, that creates tension inside of us. That then again will change the putting stroke. But if you're focused on mastering or adhering or making successful a process, that takes stress off of us. And then we make better strokes. But again, this has to be practiced. So if you want to consciously train your subconscious, these are 3 different putting techniques that you can do. But again, practice, practice, practice. This is Dr. Todd Kays. I'll see you next time.